Hello, friends. I'm back again. Thought it would be sooner than this, but clearly not, and we're just gonna ignore that for the moment. If you've read the title of this video, you probably have already realised that I kind of want to talk about self-esteem today. Someone left a comment on my last video about anxiety and depression asking how I redeveloped my self-esteem. Self-esteem is one of those things that only you can do. No one else can come up to you and say, here's some self-esteem, and then you take it and put it in you and voila, you're confident and happy with yourself. It's not like that, and it was something that I had to work really hard at for a really long time. I'm not going to go into specifics of how I felt and things I did because that's something that's still really difficult for me to talk about, and I don't like to kind of bring all of that up again. But what I will say is that from the period of, you know, being 14 right up until just over a year and a half ago, my self-esteem was in the minus figures, and I severely disliked everything about myself, and I got so used to just being like that I really thought there was no other way. Halfway through my first year of my design degree, so like a year and a half out of school, I kind of thought, I don't think everyone is this unhappy with themselves all the time. The only thing I can really liken my experience of trying to kind of regain some kind of confidence in myself. Imagine you are searching for something in the biggest, most complicated maze you can ever even imagine. Like, you know, big hedges, just you in there, no signs, no nothing. The thing you're looking for, you don't know what it looks like, you don't know what it is, you don't know how big or small it might be. Before I could even get into the maze, the door was all boarded up and there were overgrown plants covering it, and there were chains and locks and stuff that I had to kind of undo. Clearly they weren't overgrown trees and chains and locks, they were things like people in my life that prevented me from being confident in myself. Pages and pages and pages of blogs on the internet with really beautiful girls and, you know, things you look to as like inspiration, but really it's like so unrealistic for you. Pretty girls in magazines, that sort of thing. In order for me to even start properly looking for some sort of confidence and self-esteem, I had to break down all those things I'd put in place over the years and years and years and years of hating myself. I had to kind of get rid of all those so that I had like the best chance, if you get what I'm saying. So then, you know, you finally get into the maze and you start like looking, but you don't know what you're looking for, so you kind of just test the waters by maybe like looking in the mirror one day and saying, you know, your hair looks alright today. Those voices in the back of your head will be like, don't be stupid. That's ridiculous. You're ugly and horrible and your hair's disgusting. Every time I saw myself in a mirror or like a reflective surface, I would say to myself one thing I liked about myself that day. Sometimes I would stand there for ages just like, how am I supposed to do this? There's nothing about myself that I like. Are you kidding? You don't really believe it to begin with, and you know you're trying to help yourself, so you're looking in the mirror and you're saying, your hair looks good today, or that shirt you're wearing looks really good, or your lipstick is a nice colour. And to begin with, I really didn't believe it. It was like, why are you making this shit up? But for me, I found that the more I kind of repeated this stuff to myself, the more I started to believe it. It was like I was walking through the maze and I'd been looking for this thing called self-esteem for so long and I'd never found it. And I was expecting to just turn a corner one day and find it. But then one day as I was walking through the maze, I saw something out of the corner of my eye that I'd never seen before. Just on the ground, you know, over yonder. When I got there, I picked it up and it was just a little seed. It's a tiny little seed, and you kind of looked at it and I thought, I've probably walked past this so many times and missed it because I wasn't looking for a tiny little seed. I was looking for like the bigger picture, if you get what I mean. The little seed came in the form of one day looking in the mirror and saying, hey, you look okay today, and accepting that. Obviously it's not over at that point, you know. It's great to finally be able to look in the mirror and say, you look good today, and have no voices in your head arguing with you over that. If you want that seed to grow into a nice flourishing tree, you have to still put effort into it. It's such a long process, and I am not I'm not at the end of that process yet by any means. I used makeup for a very long time as kind of like a crutch, like I needed it to feel like I looked half decent, you know. I could only look at myself in the mirror in like a full face of makeup and say, you look good today, and believe it. So for me the next steps were like looking at myself with no lipstick and being like, yeah, you look good today. And then I wouldn't do my eyebrows and I'd say, yeah, you look good today. And then I would not do eye makeup and I'd say, yeah, you look good today. Like, you know, it's such a process of getting rid of all the things like one by one that I really held on to for such a long time as being the only thing that made me worth looking at, you know. And now I'm kind of at the point where I can look at myself in the mirror with no makeup on and go, yeah, you know, you look okay today, your skin looks okay. And I can go to the shops without makeup on. Like I could never ever do that before, and it was such a hassle. It was a huge process of like challenging the thoughts and like voices in my head. It's like when they said, who are you kidding, you don't look good today, I'd be like, excuse me? Yes I do. Yes I do. Even if I didn't feel like it, you gotta kind of start to challenge yourself, because if you don't, you just keep falling back into those same old patterns like, yeah, you know what, you're right, you don't look that good today. Having listened to a lot of what my psychologist has said to me, I now kind of realize that I was doing what she probably would have advised me to do in order to be comfortable with myself. And I was extremely lucky that I could kind of do it for myself, but not everyone can, and there is no shame in admitting that you need help. Being unhappy and having no confidence and really disliking yourself is a really horrible place to be. I realize now how unhappy I was, and I realize now how awful I felt all of the time. I now realize that there is a better way to live than feeling like that all the time. I know like doctors and psychologists sound scary, but they are the ones that are equipped with the tools to help you go and find that seed in the maze. I really hope, like I said in my last video, I really hope that you will either try on your own if you are uncomfortable with taking matters to your doctor, or you will go and see a doctor and let them help you try and build up that confidence and self-esteem again, because it's so much better when you don't kind of have that weight on your shoulders. I would hate to know that people watching me are feeling the way that I used to feel. I know how that feels, and I know what it's like to be in that place, and it's awful. I say this with caution because I don't want to say that, you know, if you start putting videos on YouTube, you will instantly be more confident and it will fix all your self-esteem problems. But what I will say is that starting this channel did help me a lot in realizing that I am worth more than just like how my face looks or how my body looks. And I kind of just want to take this opportunity to say that I'm so grateful for every single one of you that is subscribed to me and that has left really lovely comments on my videos and sent lovely tweets to me and things like that. I really love and appreciate every single one of you, because you are part of the reason that I am so comfortable with myself today. I have so much to thank you guys for. Yeah, you have improved my life kind of beyond what you probably ever thought you had. That got heavy. That got serious. Wow. I've done 2 really heavy, serious videos in a row now. I'm gonna try and be back next week, and I'm gonna try to lighten the mood a little bit, you know, because it's almost Christmas and I'm so excited. So hopefully on this channel, instead of being down and deep and moody all the time, we're gonna get a little bit excited, okay? And I hope that is alright by you. If you have any questions about like me and my self-esteem, if there's anything you think I didn't cover in the video, which I know was a bit like bleh, because I'm not very good at talking about personal things. If you have any further questions or statements or comments, if you will, leave them down below and I will try to get back to you on those. If you like this video and you think it was helpful to you at all, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot, and I love you all for doing so. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to. I don't know if you want to. I'm not going to push you into it, but if you so wish, you may do so. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you all when I see you. Bye bye.